Good morning, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat. It's Tuesday morning. I hope you're all doing very well. No, is it Tuesday morning? Is it Wednesday morning? No, it's Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday. Had to make sure these days all blend together. Hope you're all doing well out there trying to get over this loss. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's eating away at me. It's gnawing at my soul. This idea that the team didn't even show up. And I understand all the discourse coming off of this loss, very disappointing. The reasoning behind certain things, why they got out of certain things on offense, maybe why the defense played like it did, blah, blah. It's all well and good. Game got away from them. We've seen this before on the road from Matt LaFleur's teams. It's just that they didn't show up. It's the fact that they never arrived. They never got off the bus for the opener. I understand the circumstances, move of venue, strange kind of routine, odd kind of feel to the game because the stadium was, not even half full. Had a preseason feel to it. But you're professionals. It's your job to be up for this. And the fact that they just didn't arrive, no fight whatsoever, just irks me. It irks me to my soul, to my core, as it were. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to try and push through and see if I can get over it sometime soon before kickoff on Monday night. In the meantime, good to see everybody in the chat. Packers fans worldwide, always good to see you. Thank you for making Cheesehead TV part of your day. I've already seen some Patreon members in here. Patreon members tonight, happy hour. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going at 5:45 Eastern because I got to be done by 6:45 so I can participate in Packs What She Said live at 7 o'clock. Don't miss Maggie and Perry tonight live on the YouTube channel. That's going to be a lot of fun. TKM, want to start off with your super chat. Thanks a lot, buddy. Good morning, Nags. How about we start with the worst year you have witnessed in your life? 86, 88, or 91? We're all 4-12 seasons. 91 was bad. I remember 91. But most of those seasons just kind of blend together in a morass of awfulness. I haven't done a whole lot of reliving that time period, to be honest with you. I know the names and I remember a lot of the games. And it's funny, I remember asking Gray, the defensive backs coach, about his interception of Randy Wright back in the day. I remember specifically where I was watching that happen. There are definitely indelible images that are burned on my brain from that time period. But man, you want to talk about going through with a fine-tooth comb and deciding which one was the worst? No thanks. I choose life. Steven Schultz says, we're on to Detroit. I hear you, man. We most certainly are. Bud just says one word, all capital letters. He says, Stokes. Acquitted himself admirably, I thought, on Sunday in the very limited action he saw. Got to think one or two more games like that from Kevin King, the switch gets made. But you never know. Familiarity, I guess. You can go with the known quantity being playing 20 yards off on 1st and 10, allowing easy out routes all the way up and down the field. And then when you finally do come up and you have miscommunication with the safety and allow a big touchdown pass, everything we've come to know and love about Kevin King on display in one game. Aaron, why aren't they playing Stokes? Youth, inexperience. They know what they have, quote unquote, in Kevin King. I don't know. I didn't understand why they brought Kevin King back. I don't understand why they're playing him now. I probably will never understand. It's this thing familiarity coaches have with players and the fear that they have of playing young, untested players. But Stokes couldn't be out there miscommunicating with the safety and allowing big touchdowns. At least with the young player, maybe he'll learn from that mistake. Unlike Kevin King, who seems to have learned nothing. And I understand Kevin barely played in camp, right? No practice. Was on NFI, had very limited work. Guess what? It showed on Sunday. It showed. Yes. Jeezy Baby, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Long live the king. Not sure who the king in question here is, but I thank you for the support. Jared, thank you for the super chat. We've heard so much last year and this year already about energy and needing to bring it. Who's to blame for the consistent lack of energy? Great question, Jared. And that's the tack I should have taken with my question to Matt yesterday. I gave him the out on the lack of press man because he's right. He was talking about on third down last year for the most part. But that is it, right? I mean, things got so staid under Pettine last year. All we heard all summer and all we saw on the practice field was Joe Barry's boundless energy. How many fucking times have we heard about Joe Barry's energy? Yet there they were on Sunday. Lethargic, complacent, not rallying to the football or the ball carrier in any meaningful way. Same old shit. Same old fucking shit. BJP, thanks for the super chat. Ben, don't break is for wimps. A 3-and-out is a turnover. Ben insults the D, yields no pride. Fans since the mid-'60s when Green Bay paid D like men. Yeah, that's how far back you got to go to find a Green Bay defense that intimidated anybody. And that's what blows my mind. Look, I understand, given the modern times we live in and the rules have been adjusted so far in one direction to give the offenses every advantage. But then try at least to dictate. The way the Packers sat back on Sunday so passively, again and again and again, that's what blows my mind. Okay, fine. Well, you've got Kevin King, or you don't think your front four can hold up, etc. Fine. Then try at least to dictate. And if you give up big chunks of yardage, guess what? They won't be having 15-play drives that end in scores anyway, that have kept Aaron Rodgers and the offense off the field and out of rhythm. At least try to dictate. Try to make a play rather than sitting back and going, we're just going to keep everything in front of us for 15 plays while they chomp off like 8, 9, 12 minutes of clock. I mean, just blows my mind, man. Just blows my mind. You guys got me all hot and bothered already. I like it. Got that. Andrew, thank you for the super chat. Watched the game again last night because I enjoy pain. What the fuck happened to all the jet motion to get our playmakers into space to make plays? Great question. I don't think we have coach today. I think we get him next on Thursday. But that is going to be that, or the predominance of the spread are going to be my questions for coach. Because there was motion. There, Lazard went in motion a couple times. They sent him back in motion, and Josiah, etc. But all the jet motion, all the orbit motion, the stuff that they used to utilize with Tyler Ervin, that was all gone. That was none of. I mean, there was precious little of it on Sunday. I have no idea. No clue. If Fields makes the Bears not suck, I'm going to be upset. Kyle, it's impossible for the Bears not to suck. They could go 17-0 and they'd still suck. We all know this. Come on now. Grim Chief, thanks for the super chat. How many times do they have to lose this exact way before they figure out a way to put their words into action and actually win these games? Well, that's the problem, right? I mean, it's hard to win a game when you don't show up. That's a mentality. That's a want to. And it's whether it's the West Coast or down in Florida, sure seems to be a bit of a pattern forming with Matt LaFleur's teams where they don't get off the bus in certain situations. I have no idea what the remedy there is because, we're not in the locker room. We have no idea what guys are doing, what they're feeling. But, man, it's really apparent when guys come out with no juice and no kind of, I don't know, zest, joy. They get to go out and play fucking football. Go hit somebody. None of that. Saw a bunch of guys collecting paychecks on Sunday. That's what we saw. Annoying as hell. Michael, thanks for the super chat. Could you please press these coaches on the laissez-faire defensive attitude? Like we just sit back and watch 8-yard passes over and over again. Michael, I tried a little bit with Coach yesterday, and yes, I will absolutely 1,000% be following up Joe Barry on that subject. No question about it. Justin, thank you for the super chat. Trying not to overreact after one game, but this team looks like it lacks heart. Punched in the face and cowered instead of punching back. again, Justin, it's a bit of a pattern when these away games, I guess in warm climates, whether it's Florida or California. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's crazy, though, how apparent it is. Like, you can see it. It's weird, right? And by the time they're on the football field, it's too late. It's not like you're going to suddenly find your inspiration. You got to arrive ready to go. And that's the coach's job, right? I don't know, man. Big Daddy Cool Breeze is here. What's up, Big Daddy Cool Breeze? I'm guessing that the $5 is too little, too late to help out Kettle of Fish. Sorry. Oh, no. Every little bit helps. I was at Kettle the other night. I was at Kettle. What night was it? Thursday? Last Thursday, I think I was at Kettle. They're hanging in there. Patrick's doing the Lord's work. And thank you for that. BJP, thanks for the super chat. 1996 was a badass man's defense. Z asked Pettine to just let them play, let our defenders play fearlessly. Allow that. Yeah, simplification would help. How many times did we see them breaking the huddle as the offense was already at the line of scrimmage on Sunday, pointing, talking, trying to get in position? I thought the whole reason they made the coordinator switch was to streamline that process. Man, they looked ill-prepared. Green Bay always seems to go off the next week, though. Keep it positive, y'all. Forward Adam T. I totally hear that. Totally get it. But I'm still not over it. I'm going to bitch about it. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm a human, and there are certain things that piss me off. And Sunday pissed me off. I understand losing. That is going to happen in the NFL. But to not show up for the opener, that pisses me off. The fuck are we doing? What are you doing out there to not show up? The plan, the effort, the lack of heart, all of it. That pisses me off. So, yes, I will keep it on the positive tip at some point this week, I promise. But not just yet. Not just yet. What does Orlando Bloom say in Lord of the Rings after Gandalf goes off the thing and he's talking to the elves and he says, I can't yet. For me, the wound is still too near. That's where I'm at. The wound is still too near. Still too fresh. Sean, thanks for the super chat. We move away from things that work like pre-snap motion, throwing on time, and running the ball far too easy. We struggle to adjust on defense and offense. I mean, the results speak for themselves in that regard, right? They got behind 17-3. They were moving the ball pretty damn well coming out of the gate in the second half. So it's clear the adjustments or, the plan or whatever they decided they wanted to do at halftime, that at least worked until Aaron Rodgers throws the interception. And then pretty much at that point, defensively, they couldn't get a stop and it was over. But, so I look at halftime and I think, okay, whatever was talked about at halftime, and we asked A.J. Dillon about that last night on Carry the G. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. But at halftime, clearly, there were some adjustments made, and it seemed to work until they gave up the football. So I'm not going to sit here and say that they never make adjustments because I don't think that's strictly true. But I do think you are correct when you say they move away from things too quickly and or in response to what's happening, like a running the fucking ball. I mean, it was 17-3. It ain't, 31-0. There's lots of ball game left in the third quarter for you to run the ball down their throats. And for whatever reason, they were like, nah. Any Lord of the Rings reference is welcome. Robin, you're welcome. And I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Oh, Craig Smith. Thank you for the super chat. What are the odds that Kevin King leaves Green Bay at the end of the season and another team turns him into a good starting cornerback by using him differently? I mean, would it surprise anyone? Wouldn't surprise me. How many defensive secondary members have left Green Bay and looked much better elsewhere? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but would it shock you? Nope. Sean, thanks for the super chat. Detroit put up 33 on a tough San Francisco D. What's your concerns there for Green Bay? Well, that's the thing. They showed up. They actually showed some life, some fight. I don't know if there's concerns, but could they beat the Packers? 1,000% they could. Monday night's no joke. You thought the reactions from Sunday were bad. They lose to the Lions, it's going to be Mushroom Cloud City. Can't wait. The Packers better come correct. Yes, I think they'll move the ball on the Packers unless there are some drastic changes to their approach on defense. Yes. You'd be silly. You'd be silly to say, oh, Detroit, they're just going to walk all over them. I don't think so. Theron Taylor, thanks to the super chat. Hypothetical, how many games would Rodgers have to play like that before LaFleur started Love? Is Rodgers owed the starting gig the entire season? I would be shocked if they ever made a move barring injury, and I don't care how poorly he plays. Mike McCarthy wanted to pull Brett Favre to the NFC Championship game for Rodgers and couldn't do it because he was Brett Favre. He's Aaron Rodgers. He's the 3-time MVP, face of the franchise, etc. I think they would go down with the ship in that regard. Now, I don't know how upset they'd be about Rodgers potentially tanking his trade value, but I could never see Matt making that call. But you never know. You never know. BJP, thanks for the super chat. Peter King said the one concern he had for Green Bay was no one seemed pissed off that they were losing. Mellow yellow, kumbaya doesn't work mid-game. Yes and no, but that's the Packers. They're a reflection of their coach. They're a reflection of their quarterback, and that's how they are, so that's how the team is. And that way, being like that, has won them a boatload of football games. This is body language police stuff, right? I always say the same thing. Like, none of that means very much to me. Like, our interpretation of how they seem or how they look on the sideline. Like, I care how they look on the field. I care how they play the game. But, like, the thing that always kills me is when fans are like, if a team's getting blown up and guys have a joke on the sideline and are laughing and fans get all upset about that. It's like, no, they're at work and they're losing, but they're still at work and they're having a joke with a buddy on the sideline. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with the guys being on the sideline not pissed off because they're losing. It's just not who this team is. It hasn't been for a very long time. I mean, as long as Aaron Rodgers has been the quarterback, that's his demeanor, and they are a reflection of him. Doesn't bug me at all. Because they can be like that when they're winning big too. Guys on the sideline, sure, interested, whatever, sure, laughing, having a good time, whatever. But they can, also be seen sometimes just sitting there, taking it in, sitting on the bench, maybe watching the proceedings, maybe looking up in the stands. Again, and I understand, hey, man, some people are enthralled by that stuff, and hey, more power to you. But I care much more about what's happening on the field. Everything within the white lines. That's what I care about. The sidelines and how they are there. I don't know. I mean, I hear it. It's all part of observing the game, the team, what have you, right? So I understand why people do it, but it's never been my thing. Matty B, thanks for the super chat. Hey, appreciate all you do. Obviously, the game was bad, but did you notice anything further when you went back and watched the tape? Yeah, it was just as bad as I thought it was watching it live. Because lots of times you watch it, and you're emotional about it, you're invested, and you're like, oh my God, that was awful. And then you go back and you watch it, and you're like, okay, there were some nice things. They did some okay stuff. Nope. That was fucking putrid. It was awful from start to finish. It was embarrassing. It was a preseason game for the Packers. That's what it looked like, both in preparation and in execution. That's what I noticed more than anything. When are OTAs? Good question, Jason. Adam, thank you for the super chat. Hope everyone at Lambeau shuts up during offense on Monday Night Football. I hope they do the wave, really, just to play to the stereotype. Uncultured Barbarian, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. They should have made a stronger pitch to Jim Leonard, and I bet Rodgers goes on his buddy's show today and deflects everything. Pappies, I guess. I am very interested to see how Aaron Rodgers approaches his interview with McAfee today. And I'm also interested in how McAfee approaches talking to Rodgers. I don't know if he'll deflect. I doubt it, actually. I think he'll own it. I think you'll be surprised. That's just guesswork on my part. But we'll see. I'm definitely curious. I'll definitely be tuning in like everybody else. Eric, thank you for the super chat. I'm looking into the future too soon, but I wonder if LaFleur's habit of not sticking to the game plan will change if Love becomes the starter. Thoughts? Yeah, I think that will undoubtedly be part of the transition. the coach will have more say, control, what have you. There's no question, yes, does Aaron Rodgers change stuff at the line of scrimmage? No doubt about it, right? But he's doing it because he's got 16 years of experience. He knows what he's looking at. He knows what's happening pre-snap, and he's trying to take advantage of that. Now, some coordinators are better than others at giving their teams rules. Okay, if Aaron does this, we're going to do that at the counter, etc. Right? So when the switch is made to Jordan Love, he's a much younger and more obviously more inexperienced quarterback. Naturally, the play calling and game planning, designing, what have you, and everything that goes around that is going to be vastly different, including how much he's allowed to do at the line of scrimmage, how much the game plan is adhered to versus with Aaron Rodgers, you're at the whim of a 3-time MVP, 17-year starter, which is not a bad thing, but that's just the reality of the situation they're in, right? So, yes, I think it will be not more buttoned up because there will still be check with me as we saw Jordan do a bunch of that this preseason, but it won't be as wide open as it is with Aaron. Of that, there is little doubt. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. I missed the first half of the game Sunday because my son had a hockey game. I wish he would have had a second game. You need to start scheduling those double headers. No doubt about it. Joshua, thank you for the super chat. Went to the game on Sunday, and good Lord, the juice not being there on TV is apparent, but in person, it's almost mind-blowing how obvious it is. It is weird, right? Like when you're there and you're just like, oof, yikes, they aren't feeling it today. I know it's a very fine line, but Matt LaFleur, too much of a player's coach, too easy on his guys' workload. I mean, I think that's really convenient to say after this week, right? I still think long-term, his approach is the correct one and the smart one. But it's really hard to defend that position after the garbage they put on the field on Sunday. Now, long-term, if they are a healthier team, a team that rounds into shape and is playing their best football at the end of the year, a lot of this will be forgotten. But again, a lot of ball game left. It's very early. We'll see how it plays out. Go Pack, go. Thanks for the super chat. I keep hearing rumors that Rodgers is going to retire mid-season. Got me in panic mode. Oh, my God. Ignore all of that. Wait, what? Ignore all of that. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to get going. Can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. And tune in tonight. Pack's What She Said Live with Maggie and Perry, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Lambeau time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Patreon members, I will see you at 5:45 Eastern for this week's happy hour. If you want to jump on Patreon, it supports everything we do with Cheesehead TV. All we ask is $5 a month. If you can't, totally understand. Do hit like, hit subscribe, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we're devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack, go.